Hey guys, good to see you guys again. I just wanted to share a couple tips. Again, some other things are coming up that I wanted to share with you. This may not apply to everybody, but I wanted to talk about it because it's what you don't know that can sometimes bite you. And so I wanted to talk to you about bathroom hardware. So the things that hold up your towels, your whether it's for decor or practical use, a lot of people, they simply use the screws that are provided. Oftentimes it comes with a drywall anchor, but sometimes people who may not have the proper tools, they use what they have, and it sometimes just works out poorly in the end. So I wanted to talk to you about what I see here. So I've got this towel hook that sits on the back of this bathroom door, but because it was installed with drywall anchors, it began pulling out. You see, what I like to use with the bathroom is called a toggle bolt. And what that is you drill a little bit bigger of a hole. So you're gonna have a bigger hole in your wall, but what you have here, you have a spring-loaded anchor that goes into the hollow wall, and once it gets pushed into the wall, it snaps open, and then you've got this anchor that can hold up to 70 pounds in simple drywall. So I like to use these primarily in bathroom installs. And the reason is because it's gonna hold, period. So unless you're somebody who wants to change your decor, your hardware, from brushed nickel to silver to gold, whatever you're doing, if you're changing it every 2 to 3 years for just aesthetics, then you may not need this because you're going to be going in and out. You're going to be replacing the hardware. You're going to be replacing all of the tools and everything holding it together. You're going to be replacing that every 2 to 3 years alongside the fixtures. But most people don't do that. Most people, they install it or reinstall it. They purchase new hardware whenever need arises, which means whenever it stops working, whenever it's not functioning anymore. And that's the case here. But the reason I bring this up is because it was not installed with the appropriate hardware, and therefore it's pulling out of the door. You see, come look at this just for a minute. So you can see there's damage done from all the movement. You can see in a minute just the flexible nature of it because it's pulling out. And this is anchored. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it off of the wall, and I'm going to replace it and reinstall it with these toggle bolts. So what we have here is just, I'm going to end up reinstalling this with one of these toggle bolts because these interior doors they're hollow. They're not solid like you would find with an exterior door, like your front or back door. So because it's hollow, you can put one of these toggle bolts in, and even if your child is hanging from this hook, it's gonna hold. It's gonna hold well. So yes, you're gonna have a bigger hole in the door, but in the end, with the drywall anchor that they attempted installing into this door, I've already got a hole big enough for these toggle bolts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinstall this so it quits pulling out, it quits damaging this paint underneath, and it's going to be solid. So if you're having a contractor redo your bathroom, or if you're looking to even redo it yourself, go the extra mile. These are not that much more expensive, and they're going to hold it. They're going to keep your paint from being damaged. They're going to keep your equipment from falling off. They're going to keep these unsightly things from eventually wearing. And if your contractor balks at you and says, listen, that's not required. Well, truth is it's not. But after 2 or 3 years of normal use, you're going to start seeing that wear, and it's because they weren't built to endure that normal wear and tear. For 2 to 3 years, it's going to look just fine. But after 2 to 3 years, this is going to prove that it holds so much better, and it's going to be so much more worth it than just having the basic screws, or even a step up and having the drywall screws to hold your toilet paper, to hold your hand drying towels, or to hold your towel on the back of a door. Go the extra mile, pay a little bit extra to get these toggle bolts, and just install it right. Because if you're anything like me, you want the things inside of your house to last as long as your house does. You want it to last as long as possible. And again, here's the answer, toggle bolts. I highly recommend them. It's all that I use, and it's because they're so worth it. But get them, put them in, and you're gonna be thanking yourself down the road as opposed to kicking yourself for wishing you had. But appreciate you guys, hope you're doing well, and I'll see you later.